Hi and welcome. Let's start on all fours. So please spread your fingers with the middle finger pointing forward. Keep your knees underneath your hips and curl your toes underneath. We want the lower shin muscles to support the kneecaps. Let's start with those cat stretches. Push the floor away from you, round your spine, look down towards the belly. And then inhale, reach with your tail back, your chest is reaching forward. On the exhalation, look down towards your belly, curl your tail, and then inhale, give yourself a nice stretch. And just one more time, push the floor away, round your spine, look down to the belly, and then lengthen through your tail, and your chest is moving forward. Now pause in the middle and move on to scapula push-ups. Lower your spine down, feel like your chest could come down between your elbows, but keep your elbows straight. Then lift your spine all the way up, like you want to lift your spine higher than your back, and you lower your spine down and then lift your spine a little bit higher. Let's do that twice more. You'll lower the spine and then squeeze your abs to lift your spine up. One more time. Go down, squeeze in between your shoulder blades, and then push the floor away. Keep lifting your spine. Feel like your abdominal wall is pulling all the way up towards your spine. Bring the hand behind your head, and now reach with your elbow up towards the ceiling, and then bring the elbow down to the other arm. And then inhale to lift up, and see if you could reach with that elbow down to the floor. Last one, lift the elbow all the way up, stretch your arm up to the ceiling, and then thread the needle, bring the shoulder and the ear down towards the mat. Now from here, your top hand will lift all the way up towards the ceiling. Give yourself a nice stretch and squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other, and see if you could twist your spine a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper. Feel like your spine is like a twist, like a cup from a bottle. And as you twist, you're opening that cup so your spine gets longer, and you twist a little bit deeper and then slowly come back in. And switch your sides. Bring the other hand behind your head, lift the elbow up to the ceiling and lower down towards the arm. And you inhale to open and you exhale to rotate. Last one. Inhale to lift your hand all the way up and then twist underneath. Your top hand will lift all the way up towards the ceiling. Keep sliding your bottom shoulder underneath you as you're rotating your spine. It's like with each inhalation, you want to create more space in your body. With each exhalation, you're going slightly deeper into the space you just created. And then release. Please sit down on the mat. Stay with your feet hip distance apart. Flex your ankles and curl your toes towards your shins. Now dive the head forward, look down towards your belly, and then feel like I have my hand around your waist, pulling you back, but you're trying to reach beyond your feet. Now keep the belly button pulling all the way in towards your shoulder blades, and keep your feet very active. So much that you feel that the back of the legs are reaching and lengthening. The heel is slightly farther than the toes and the ball of the foot. Now start pulling your belly all the way down towards the mat and just melt your spine bone by bone to the mat. Great. So a little bit active roll down here. Before we roll up again, I want you to find the length in your spine. Reach through the tail all the way up towards the heels, and then from the crown of the head all the way through your fingertips. Stay with your whole body fully engaged and fully active. Keep curling your toes towards your shins. Lift your hands all the way up above the shoulders. Now bring the chin to your chest. You're curling up and over. Make loads of wrinkles on your t-shirt. Peel the spine off the mat. Dive the head between your arms. Go deep, go slightly deeper, and you start rolling your spine back down, bone by bone towards the mat. And we are not taking a break here. We just inhale to find a little bit more length in your body. And with that exhalation, you want to make loads of wrinkles in your t-shirt. Keep the head between your arms if you can, and keep reaching forward a little bit more, but make sure that you're not collapsing on your legs. Keep your abdominal wall nicely lifted, and then roll your spine back down. Imagine that I'm pulling your legs away from you so your leg stays nice and strong. And then find a little bit more length, and then 4 more of those. You curl up and over like you have a big gym ball in front of you, and you want to curl your spine over that big roundy ball, and then melt the spine down, bone by bone towards the mat. And then we have 3 of those. Exhale. So we are massaging the spine. We're rolling through all those bones in your spine, but I want you to feel like it's a warm up for your abs as well, because we want to use those abs to lower the spine to the mat. And we're using the abs to curl up and over and reach slightly farther forward. And you curl back down again, melting the spine to the mat. And just one more. Inhale, and with the exhalation, curl up and over, reach beyond your feet. This time, lower your hands on the feet. Grab the feet with your hands, bend your elbows to the sides of the room, and still try to pull the belly button all the way up to your shoulder blades. Like there's a hook, and it hooks the belly button towards your shoulder blades. Bend your elbows to the sides of the room and see if you could pull the belly away from the t-shirt a little bit more. Then reach your hands forward and instead rolling the pelvis back underneath you, and then melt the rest of the spine bone by bone. Beautiful. Bend your knees, stay with your feet hip distance apart, and try to find a neutral position of your pelvis where you have the pubic bone and the hip bones exactly in one level. Don't worry about the rest of the spine yet. It will slowly relax towards the mat. So we have that neutral in your pelvis. Imagine that you have a ball of water inside your pelvis, and you don't want to spill the water towards your belly button. You don't want to spill the water towards your heels. Keep it somewhere in the middle. Feel like you have your lower abs pulling away from your leggings. So you feel that undercurrent of your abs pulling away from your pants. And then your upper abs will help you to draw those ribs towards each other, but don't force anything. Bring your hands underneath your head. Float right leg to tabletop position. Without pressing the lower back down to the mat, keep your neutral pelvis, squeeze your abs, and bring the other leg to tabletop position. On the exhalation, you curl up so you can look down towards your belly. Allow the head to rest in your hands and just lower one foot to the floor and then lift up. Then lower the other foot down and lift up. And see if you have that control of moving your feet in the space without pressing the lower back down to the mat. So we have that neutral pelvis. We don't want to have that bum tucked underneath us. We want to keep your abs nice and long. We want to keep the spine nice and long. And it's up to our lower abs to hold us nicely supported. So they support the lower back and they support all the internal organs. One more with the right, one more with the left, and then slowly lower your head down. Straighten both legs up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, you curl up, lower one leg down towards the floor, lift that leg up and lower the spine. You breathe out and reach with your foot away, curl up, look down to your belly, and left. And powerful exhalation for 8 with your right. And then 7. Powerful exhalation for 6, reach away. And then 5, reach away. And then 4, powerful exhalation. And then 3. Last 2, breathe out. And then see if you could move the spine without that lower back taking over. And then lower and lift up. And now lower one leg down, hold it here. If this is too much, you can always rest your head on the floor, or you can bend your knees if you feel your quads taking over. We are coming to 100. Whenever you're ready, exhale completely. Leave one hand underneath your head. The other hand, same leg, is on the side of the body and just pumps up and down. Powerful exhalation. Inhale through your nostrils, exhale through the mouth. Your head is resting in your hands, even if the head is pressing into your hand, and you can curl yourself tiny bit higher. If you're looking for more modifications for 100, check the Master the Move series for 100 exercise, and it will give you a couple ideas which would work for you best. And then relax. Lift your leg up, relax your head down. So we did only 50 on that side, and let's switch your legs. The other hand goes underneath your head. You curl up, lower the other leg down, hand on the side of the hip. And we inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4 more times, and inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, last 3, and inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 2 more times, and inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, For the last one, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, and release. This is such a fun warm-up exercise. Definitely makes your body much warmer. Let's lower your feet on the mat and keep your feet as wide as the mat. Please bend your elbows to 90 degrees on the sides of the room, and then just lift one forearm up and then place that forearm down. Then you lift your arms up simultaneously and you lower them down simultaneously. Breathing in and out. So feel that movement of your upper arm inside your shoulder joint. We'll inhale and exhale. So we're just turning that arm in and out. It should feel good. Just notice how your shoulders feel. They should feel very similar. And maybe they loosening up with each repetition. Hopefully they are. Great exercise to do. Such a subtle movement, but gives us so much feedback. Then keep both palms up towards the ceiling. Open up your chest, and then just swing your both knees to the right side of the mat. And that left knee that's on the top could reach down towards the mat as well. Your left butt cheek will lift off the mat, so you're just giving yourself a nice stretch in front of that left hip flexor. Then engage your core to help you to lift both knees up and bring your both knees to the left. That right butt cheek could lift off the mat, right knees reaching down to the mat, and then come back all the way in. Please hug your right leg closer to your body, slide the left foot along the mat, and just bring the hands behind your thigh. Now straighten that leg up to the ceiling, hold the leg straight, and just flex and point your foot 3 times. Stay pointed and draw 3 circles with that foot one direction, 3 circles the other way around. Stay pointed, bend your elbows and pull that leg a little bit closer. Let's do that 3 times as well. Elbows are bent to the sides of the room. Now imagine that you drank 10 liters of water. You can't use the washroom for the next hour. So keep your P muscles pulling all the way up towards your ribcage. Bend your spine so the pelvic floor is engaged, and then start walking your hands along the leg all the way towards your foot. Flex your foot on the top, grab your toes with your fingers, and then from your pelvis all the way through the crown of the head, squeeze yourself like a toothpaste. Then repoint your toes around your spine, bring your forehead to your knee, and start walking your hands along the leg down towards the mat. And we'll exhale, squeeze your abs and walk, walk, walk. Flex your foot on the top, lengthen your spine. And then round your spine again and walk your hands back down. Let's do that one more time. Curl up towards that leg and climb, climb, climb. Grab your toes, lift your heart, repoint your toes, and then walk your hands down along the leg. Keep reaching with that foot up towards the ceiling. Press the hands down to the mat. Imagine that you're pouring water from your right hip to the left hip. And then circle that leg around for single leg circle. Inhale across, exhale to lift up. Inhale across, powerful exhalation. Make those circles to the side that it feels comfortable and it's nice and easy to control it so the shoulders don't move. And let's reverse them. Open to your right, across the body and lift all the way up. Inhale, powerful exhalation. And try to connect the move with the breath. So we're not wasting time for the inhalations or exhalations. We are moving with the breath. Each movement is with each breath. Then bend that knee and just bring the leg across your body to the left. Turn your head to the right. Give yourself a nice stretch across the sides of the waist, your hip, your leg. And then release. Slide that leg along the mat. And hopefully it feels a little bit longer. Hopefully it feels a little bit more connected. I even have a sense of having more space in that right hip, and my right side of my waist feels a little bit longer too. Bring the hands in the back of that left hamstring, pull the leg a little bit closer to you, then straighten the leg up to the ceiling and flex and point your foot 3 times. Stay pointed, draw the circles one direction and then the other way around. Stay pointed, bend your elbows and pull that leg in 3 times closer to you. So feel that nice lengthening the back of the leg. Keep your core engaged and feel like you're pulling it in and up as you're walking your hands along the leg. Grab your toes on the top and lift your heart all the way up. Repoint your toes around your spine and you walk your hands along the leg. We have 2 more of those. Keep pressing the leg into your hands and keep pulling the leg with your hands. So we're making all those shapes with the spine. We're starting with that straight spine, then rounding, and then see if you could come into extension. And you're curling again. Walk back down. Let's do 1 more of those. Bring the spine close to your leg. And then walk back down. Keep reaching with that foot up towards the ceiling. Press your arms to the mat. Imagine that you're pouring water from your left hip to your right hip. So the leg just goes across your body. Keep your waist nice and long and circle the leg around. Inhale, circle leg, single leg circle. Exhale. Last 3 of those. Last 2. 1 more. And we'll reverse them. We'll open and across the body and lift all the way up. Inhale to open, exhale to lift up. And it's a long inhalation and a little bit quicker exhalation. 1 more. Imagine that there is a mirror on the ceiling and you're fogging a mirror with each exhalation. Bring that leg across your body to the right, turn your head to the left, and just give yourself a nice stretch. And release, hug the legs, and let's stand up. So we are going to use something that we can slide on. So if you're doing these exercises and you have a wooden floor, you can use a cloth or a sock, anything that would slide nicely, a towel. If you have a carpet around you, what I'm using a lid from a yogurt. It's actually from a cottage cheese. So it's just a plastic because the plastic slides nicely on the carpet. Let's stand up. So I'll ask you to bring 1 foot on the floor, spread your toes, and let's start maybe with your left foot. So left foot is grounded on the floor. Right foot will land on the towel, your cloth, or a plastic lid, whichever feels more comfortable. And then stay with your body nice and long. Now slide your foot all the way to the back, lower your hands on the side of the foot, and then you slide back up. So all your weight is on that standing leg, and the other foot is just sliding back and in. We'll inhale, exhale to stand up. You inhale to stretch and exhale. Try to keep your spine nice and long. Core is fully engaged. And we just lengthen the front of that right hip, and all the stabilization is happening on that left leg, where the left leg is very active. Let's do 3 more of those. Last 2. The reason why we're lowering the hands to the ground is just to make sure that we can have that nice flexion in the hip and then come back up. Great, let's switch sides. So now plant your right foot nice and heavy on the floor. Bring the left toes on a towel or the plastic lid, and then slide your left foot back, lower both hands down, and then lift back up. The core is engaged. And just pay attention to your right foot, the foot that has to help you stabilizing your body. Make sure that the ball of the foot, all those 5 knuckles of your toes are pressing down. The heel is nice and heavy, and the big toe is really connected to the ground. I think we have like 3 left of those. And we come back. Last 2. And we come back 1 more time. Lower, lengthen, and come back. Beautiful. Let's stand on the mat, facing the full length of the mat, and start with your heels together, toes apart. Inhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling. On the exhalation, curl your spine up and over. Walk your hands out into a plank. Stay in a plank position. Push the floor away. Open up your feet as wide as your shoulders and bring your right knee to your right elbow. And then left knee to the left elbow. For 9 and 9. Last 8 and 8. 7 and 6 Powerful exhalation. And 5. Keep pushing the floor away from you. 4. So make sure that you're not holding yourself up in the space. You're actively pushing the floor away from you. 2. One more. And up. And then lower your knees down. Sit back towards your heels. And just give yourself a nice stretch. And then roll the spine back up. And let's stand up. We'll do those lunges one more time. You could add a little bit more weight if you would like to. I'm going to start with 10 pounds. We'll do 3 rounds of this. So you can go up in the weight. You can start with a little bit lighter if you wish to. So please bring your left foot on the ground. Right foot is on a towel or the plastic lid or the glider if you have a glider. Bring the dumbbell with both hands just in front of your chest. Now you're going to slide the right foot back, reach with your hands above the head, and then come back in. Bend your elbows. So you're pushing your arms up above the head and then come back. And then take deep inhalation, powerful exhalation. And we have 4. And we want to bend that left knee, reach with that right foot to the back. Up. And I think it's 4 more only. And we come back. And then 3. And come back. Last 2. And in. 1 more. Reach all the way back. And come back all the way in. Let's switch your feet. Bring that left foot on top of that glider, lid, towel. And let's go for 10. And slide in. Pay attention to that stabilizing leg. And 3. And we have 4. And come back. All my weight is on that right leg. 5 only. Last 4. Last 3. The core is fully engaged. Last 2. Strong arms. 1 more time. Reach and then come back all the way in. Let's leave that dumbbell on the side of the mat. Please come back on the mat. Lie down on the back. And rest the hands on the side of the body. Your feet will stay hip distance apart. And just melt your lower back down to the mat. Reach with your tail towards your feet and start rolling your hips all the way up. Your arms are still pressing to the mat. And then roll your spine back down, bone by bone. Then roll your spine down to the mat. Keep reaching with your tail towards your heels. And just pick up your spine and you roll all the way up 4 times. And just melt the spine down, bone by bone to the mat. Last 3, you slowly roll your hips all the way up. And then melt the spine down. And then 2 more. Imagine that you have a Velcro underneath your spine. And you're just peeling that Velcro off the mat. And then 1 more. Tuck your tail underneath. You roll up, reach through the knees. And you roll back down. Hug the legs, come up to sitting. Please grab that dumbbell in your hand and then keep it with both hands. Now the spine down to the mat. Keep your feet hip distance apart. Your elbows are to the side of the body and you roll up, just sit up and then reach that dumbbell above the head again. You bend your elbows, you melt the spine down and we go up and we go down. And we have 8 more. You reach, lower, and then down, and then 7, and you reach, and then melt the spine, down, last 6, hop, and you bend, and melt, 5, and keep your shoulders completely relaxed, last 4, squeeze your abs to go down, and then squeeze your abs to go up, last 3, just a shoulder press, last 2, great. 1 more time. Hop, lift, lift, lift. Lift up and then melt the spine down. Bring the dumbbell on the side of the mat and then please sit up with your feet hip distance apart. Slide the butt cheeks out so you can find your sit bones. Bring the hands in between your knees and have a sensation of your sit bones reaching down to the mat. The crown of the head lengthening up to the ceiling. And on the exhalation, round the spine, make loads of wrinkles on your t-shirt, and then walk your fingers beyond your feet as much as you can. Feel like you're not collapsing in your spine, but you're rounding it and you reach forward, and then stack the spine back up and lengthen to the crown of the head. On the exhalation, it's like we want to create the capital letter C with your spine, and then reach beyond your feet and reach a little bit farther. And then you stack the spine back up and you lengthen. And just one more time. Powerful exhalation. Go slightly deeper, a little bit more, and you'll lengthen all the way up through the crown of the head. Let's spread your arms, reach your hands to the sides of the room, rotate to your right, and then reach with your left pinky finger to your right pinky toe. So go slightly deeper, and then inhale left, twist your spine like a cup from a bottle, and then exhale over that left leg and go deeper. And let's go for two more to your right. Round the spine up and over. And then two more to the left. And up and over. Last one to your right. Twist and go over. And just one more to the left. Rotate and then twist and go over a little bit deeper. And release. Let's come back to those lunges. If you can, grab a little bit heavier dumbbell. If you wish to stay with the same, stay with the same. I'm going to grab 15 now. Hands are holding the dumbbell. We're starting with that left foot on the floor. And we'll switch sides here. Bring the other foot on the towel or the lid. And I will encourage you to change the sides of the room as well. It makes a difference which side we are facing. I find that I have always a little bit more focus in one direction of the room than the other for some weird reasons. Spread your toes, load that left leg, and whenever you're ready, you slide your right foot back and then reach the arms above the head, and you come back. And you stretch, and you come back. And your core is nice and strong, and you're paying attention to that foot on the floor, that left foot that is stabilizing. And we have 5 more. Slide back and in. Find a rhythm that feels good for you. And lengthen. That you're controlling. All the weight is on that standing leg. The other foot is just sliding. It doesn't have much weight on that towel or glider. And after 10, let's switch sides. Perfect. The other foot is down. Relax the shoulders, and whenever you're ready, start go for 10. Strong core. 9. Find one point in front of you, and feel like you could focus your eyes on that one point. Good. Strong core. Two more. One more time. Lengthen and release. Great job. Let's keep that dumbbell on the side. Lie down on your stomach. Bring your hands on the side of your chest and relax your nose and your forehead on the mat. You can allow your feet to open up as wide as they want to. Engage your core and feel like you want to stretch yourself forward. Open up your chest, lengthen. You can extend your arms and then slowly lower yourself down towards the mat. And then slide the shoulders away from the ears. Open up your heart, engage your core so it's more of a stretch than a bend. And then lower the spine down. Just one more time. Left and you open like a capital letter C with your spine. And then lower down, sit back towards your heels. Give yourself a nice stretch. Walk your hands to the right corner of the mat. Walk the hands to the left corner of the mat. And please sit down with that dumbbell in your hands while holding it from both sides. Stay with your both feet hip distance apart and just melt your spine down to the mat. We're going to do 10 sit-ups. Feet are heavily pressing to the floor. On the exhalation, you curl and you lift. Feel like you have a pain in your spine and you want to imprint every vertebra down on that mat. Exhale, 3. And when you smile, everything is easier. And 4. And you lower down. 5. and lower. And you have 5 more. And then melt. Last 4. And then lower down. Last 3. Hop and we melt. Last 2. And then melt down. Just 1 more. Curl up and then lower down. Great. Let's bring that dumbbell to one side of the bed or your mat. Hug the legs closer to your body and rock yourself up to sitting. Please bring the feet to the front edge of the mat. Bring your bum closer to your heels. Keep your heels together and then grab the shins with your hands. Curl slightly off your sit bones. Pick up your feet off the mat. Your elbows are reaching to the sides of the room and try to pull that belly away from the t-shirt. Now with the inhalation, we'll rock back, and with the exhalation, you curl back up. Try to keep your feet off the ground and then don't allow the head to touch the mat either. So you're just massaging the spine, rocking side, front and back. And we'll inhale back, exhale forward. Last 3 of those. We'll stretch back and exhale. Last 2. 1 more. You curl and you come back. Now hug your right leg closer to your body. Stretch that left leg away from you. Keep pressing the shin into your hands and then keep pulling the shin with your hands. So you're creating a little bit of that tug war back and forth. And that back and forth will help you to slowly bring that lower back down to the mat. You hug that right leg in, you stretch the left leg away and you switch. Let's go for 4 and switch. Last 3 and switch. Try to keep your body as still as possible. Only legs are moving in the space and then release. And let's stand up again. Whenever you're ready, we'll start with that left foot. Change the room 1 more time. Oh, actually, no. Let's stay facing the other way because we're changing the feet. So left foot is on the floor. The other foot is on that gliding part. Keep your elbows bent. Find a breath. Find this point in front of you where you can focus your eyes. Engage your core and try to lengthen your waist a little bit more. Then slide your foot back and you reach with the arms out. And then come back. Stay fully focused on that foot on the ground. When you're exhaling, try to have that hot air leaving through the exhalation. So try to have a breath out. Just 5 more. Last 4. Have a breath out. Last 3. Last 2. 1 more. Nice. And let's switch sides. So change the sides of the room. So we're using the right foot facing the other way. Whenever you're ready, load that right leg and you slide your foot back and in. And you inhale and exhale. Focus on that supporting leg, that standing leg. 5. And we have 5 left. I'm getting distracted with all that snow behind the window. Good, last 2. Reach out and in. 1 more. And then release. Let's leave that dumbbell on the side of the mat. And please lie down on your back. Take a little bit moment. Hug the legs closer to your body. Rock your body side to side. Just to catch the breath if you need to. And then press the hands on the sides of your hips. Lift your feet up towards the ceiling. Squeeze your heels together. And then find those lower abs. Feel like your hip bones are drawing in towards each other. Feel your lower abs pulling away from your pants. So you have that power coming from the lower belly. And then lift your bum all the way up and over to roll over. Lower your feet down to the ground. Open up your feet as wide as the mat is. Press the hands to the mat and you use your core to roll the spine back down. Use your abs to stretch your spine along the mat. If this is too much, stay with the bum lifts, lifting the bum up and down. We'll do 2 more rollovers, or you just keep doing the bum lifts, whichever feels better for the body. On the exhalation, curl up and over. Feel like you're creating a letter C with your spine. So your tail and the crown of the head are reaching the same direction, but your belly button is pulling away from your t-shirt. Slide your feet apart, flex your ankles, and really crunch your abs and feel like you're unrolling your abs to make your spine longer. And just one more this direction. Curl up and over. Lower your feet down, open up, and then squeeze your abs to reach with your feet away. And then we'll reverse it. Open up your legs. Keep doing the bum lifts if you're doing the bum lifts. And then reverse your legs for rollovers. And start with your legs apart and lift your bum up and over. There's no momentum. Everything is mindful. We are in control of that pelvic floor, helping us to start the movement. And then you squeeze your feet, you melt the spine bone by bone. Hike the legs closer to your body, and then come up to sitting. Grab that dumbbell in your hands, and then lay down with the dumbbell. We have 10 sit-ups. Relax your shoulders, engage your core, lengthen through the tail and the crown of the head. Then with the exhalation, you roll and just lift that dumbbell above the head, bend your elbows, and you melt the spine down. For 9 more. Feel like with each exhalation, you have that hot air leaving through the mouth. So we have that sensation of fogging a mirror with each exhalation. 5, and we have 5 to go. We curl up and over, and we melt the spine. Last 4. Last 3. Feel like you're using your abs to control the roll down, roll up, and we have 1 more. And you curl up and over, reach, and then you melt the spine down. Let's bring the dumbbell on the side of the mat. We won't use it anymore. Hug the legs closer to your body. Bring the hands underneath your knees. Open your knees as wide as the shoulders and keep your knees close to your shoulders as you're lifting your feet up towards the ceiling. Now flex your ankles, bring the hands, your arms between your knees, and then grab your big toes with your fingers. And then try to pull the knees just to the outside of your shoulders. So we have our happy baby pose, and you can gently rock your body side to side. Exhale. You can close your eyes for a second. You can open your mouth and allow the spine to just melt towards the ground with each exhalation. Feel like your skin on your face, your shoulders, your belly, your hips is just melting towards the mat. And then slowly release. Please stretch the legs away from you. Reach your arms above the head. Squeeze your heels. Let's do three teasers. Lift your hands up towards the ceiling. Leave them above the shoulders. And feel like you could plug your arms into your shoulders, into your back. Squeeze your heels. You start curling the chin to your chest. Look towards your toes. And the power comes from your bum, lifting the legs up, your lower abs supporting the lower back, your upper abs curling and lifting your spine all the way up. And you are in that beautiful letter V sit, or more like a letter U, because we are more to the back of the bum. Leave the feet where they are. Just melt the lower back down towards the mat to your shoulder blades, and you curl back up like you want to touch your toes. Twice more, and then curl up. One more time. You lower, 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 curl all the way up, and release. Lie down on your stomach. Reach with your hands away from you. Your head and your nose relax on the mat. Stay with your feet hip distance apart. Engage your core enough to lift that belly button off the mat so you feel like it supports that lower back. And just lift your opposite hand with opposite leg. Opposite hand with opposite leg. Like very slow motion swimming. Hard a breath out. Find a long inhalation. Long exhalation. One more. Finish. Then slowly bring the hands on the side of your chest. Sit back on your heels. Walk your hands to one corner of the mat. Give yourself a nice stretch. To the other side. Give yourself a nice stretch. And then sit down with the nice and comfortable position, maybe even with the legs crossed or your feet in that diamond-shaped position, whichever is more comfortable. Close your eyes for a second and relax your shoulders, almost like you have my hands on your shoulders, gently pulling them back and then relaxing them completely. Now find the energy reaching with your sit bones down towards the ground and then through the spine all the way up to the crown of the head. Almost like there is a helium balloon on the crown of the head that is lifting you all the way up. Feel like you could lengthen the spine and keep that spine nice and long as you're bringing the right ear to your right shoulder. And then come back. And the left ear close to the left shoulder. Come back to the center. Bring one hand on your belly button, one hand on your heart. And just calm the breath and quietly just thank your body for showing up for you today. Take deep inhalation through your nostrils. Deep exhalation through the mouth. And then deep inhalation. Reach the arms up. You can start blinking with your eyes till they're fully open. Stretch the arms all the way up and just shake the hands away. And well done. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.